Hello and welcome to another edition of The Bridge Live. My name is Rahul Kargal. Today we come to you with a very interesting topic pertaining to the Indian Super League. We come to you from Kerala, where there is a fair amount of unrest brewing pertaining to fans. The fans of the Kerala Blasters Football Club are not really happy with the management of the club. The results haven't been forthcoming for this particular season. The franchise has been struggling, and the fans have mobilized in large numbers, and they're literally at loggerheads with the management. And joining me now on this particular live broadcast are a few fans of the club and also observers and connoisseurs of the Manjappada. So let's just quickly bring our panel on the show right now. And over the course of the next few minutes, we will get the perspective of members of the Manjappada, fans and connoisseurs of the Kerala Blasters Football Club, and they will just give us a bit of an insight on what exactly is brewing in Kerala. There's a fair amount of you know interest on that particular topic. So joining me now from Kerala, we've got with us Kiran Ganesh, Arjit, and Jeremy. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining the Bridge Live this evening.
Thank you.
I'll go,
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
yes, thank you for joining us, gentlemen. Krishnan Ganesh is a writer. He also owns, or not owns, he produces a very popular podcast in Kerala called God's Own Football Podcast, and he's based in Kochi. Arjit is a student and ardent fan of the Kerala Blasters Football Club, and Jeremy is a fan as well, all members of the Manjappada. Let's go ahead and begin with you, Krishnan, first, right? Kerala Blasters are not quite having an ideal season. Tell us a bit about what you make of their performance so far.
Yeah, before I get into that, I would like to say that I don't really, whether I can say I'm part of Manjappada, I don't know. I'm part of their group and all, but I'm not part of operations of Manjappada and all. This season performance, you can probably expect like the performance will be up to we can measure based on our expectations, right? So my expectation before the season started was very minimal. So actually, according to my expectation, they have overperformed. So I am, I am not performance-wise. I kind of expected this because we started selling most of our domestic players last season, and that continued this season also. So our domestic players are depleted. So I don't really think we can. I didn't expect actually people who follow my podcast really know that what was my expectation regarding this season. So I'm not really surprised about what is happening. I kind of know that it is going this way. Uh, we actually kind of overperformed a few last years with Ivan and all, but this year has been a kind of a reckoning, and I think this has to come. Like this has to come for the club to move.
Correct. Yeah, we will come back to you, Krishnan, a few moments later when we talk about some of the proceedings and the fallout of these performances or the lack of it from the Blasters this season. Arjit, I want to bring you in right now. You've been an ardent fan of the club. Tell us a bit about what the fan base of the club really looks like in the hinterlands of Kerala.
Well, if I'm being very honest, we are really disappointed. You know, ever since this acts of Ivan Vukmanovic, we expected us to be led by someone who's better or an upgrade of Ivan Vukmanovic. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. The players they fell down in confidence, and eventually that actually started reflecting in the results. I think of the 24 to 27 goals, I think we conceded more than a dozen goals we considered were due to individual errors. And I think, you know, we as fans didn't expect that. Honestly, that's really disappointing. Um, as a fan, um, I don't know what to say about, but this has been it has been an absolutely disappointing season so far. Yeah, we did win three out of the last four matches, but that does not change the fact that we, as fans, expected a lot better with the squad that we had. This is basically the same squad that we had the last season, which actually made it into the playoffs. And then all of a sudden, you are languishing in the bottom half of the table. That's absolutely unacceptable. And for me, it's pretty much disappointing. And that's probably that's I think this is exactly what every Kerala Blasters fans feel.
Correct, yes. And we will talk more about some of the backlash which is playing out right now in and around Kerala. A lot of you have been, sending in comments on this live broadcast as well. One of you mentions that experienced goalkeeper is the most needed signing at the moment. Another person mentions in the comment that 1 month has passed since Stare was sacked as the coach. Jeremy, I just wanted to bring you in right now. This broadcast is being watched by fans all over the country, right? Give us an idea of what the fan base really looks like. They're called the Manjappada, right? Tell us a bit about the ideology of the fan base of Kerala Blasters.
So, since after Ivan's sack, we actually expected, as Arjit said, we actually expected a better upgrade. At first place, we never got that. I mean, there might be opinions that he deserved better. Yep, I agree to that too because prior to the season, as Krishnan bro said, we sold many of our mainstays. We lost Jackson, we lost Dimi, we lost many other players, key players, and so poor squad building is another example why we are depleting in the table and why we are depleting you know, in the performance and stuff. And even if for the past 2 years, I mean, after that COVID, when everything was back to the normal life, since then, fans were asking about being of having a better squad and better people at the helm, but we never got it. And as a result, it was expected. And for the past 3 seasons, Andrevan actually, I don't know what happened, but I guess he was able to manage the team well, and he was able to cover our the weaknesses inside the squad. But under Stara, as I said, as I mentioned in my when I started, we never got an upgrade in terms of coach, and he he wasn't able to cover what his predecessor did with the team, and as a result, as I said, we came down in the positions, we came down in the table and stuff. As fans,
Well, yes,
always,
we're clear about the take on the fans, right? Krishnan, I just wanted to bring you in right now. So the team isn't performing well. The recruitments haven't been good. The fans are very knowledgeable. I understand, Krishnan, right? So they are able to assess that the recruitments are not on par. But the big question that I wanted to come to you, Krishnan, is pertaining to the mobilization of the fans in retaliation to the underperformance of the team, and the franchise is supposedly trying to quieten the fans down by getting the police to take action against the fans who are mobilizing. Tell us a bit about that situation that is currently playing out.
So, as I said at the start of this has been going on, like this underperformance or recruitment issues has been going on for some season. even when Ivan was here, we never used to sign anyone in January. We didn't give him for example, last ISL at January, Kerala Blasters was top of the day, and only like yes, we had 2 games. We played 2 games more, but we were top of the table, and I think all of us expected us to push on and maybe win a cup or win a shield or something like that. But that didn't happen. January we didn't invest much, and we fell off a cliff. And this has been going on for some years, right? So this has been brewing for some time. And this season, the transfer window happened, and there was not much movement. We sold, we supposedly sold Jackson for a huge amount, like a huge transfer fee, a record transfer fee. But then that was not invested in the squad again. So most of these fans lost trust in the management and what they are doing, and started calling out the management. Still, I think a few of the fan groups are still supportive of the management at that point of time. And then that led to Mr. Nigel, who was the owner of the uh, uh, club, put a long tweet summary kind of thing saying that what are all done and what are all happened and then that in that I think all of you know that he called few of fans as armchair warriors and so this has been going from at the start of the season. Then last after after Shahre's sack or just before Shahre's sack, Manjappada came up with the initiative that they are going to protest against this. Until then, Manjappada was like, let's wait and watch. But then Manjappada came to an initiative that they are going to protest about this. And then they were last game they were planning a rally outside to protest against the management. For that, I think, if I am really reliably informed, the police came to them and said that you cannot do the rally. If you do the rally, you'll get arrested. Um, and that some security issues and all. And this incident you are showing in the video now, this is like inside the stadium, they always chant before also. So this time around, they were going to chant about management out or against management, and police came and said that you cannot chant that. It will create a security issue. So that was really baffling for everyone because like most of them are there and they are chanting about management out or whatever they want to express. But then police came and said that you cannot chant. That will create a what security issue that will create. We don't know. Again, that's like who. There was a tweet today from Kerala Blasters saying that we didn't tell Kerala police to do that and all. But then again, yeah, I think this one. But then again, who told? Like there should be someone who who told these police to come and do that, right? They themselves wouldn't come and do that. So it's uh, very skeptical about all these things. Like it's all all these things happen and there is no accountability. Um, I think even fans are just looking for something like we understand there has been a problem. We will try to rectify it and show that, like rather than words, show that in the action. But this feels like they are trying to manage the situation, trying to suppress the situation. That's what it feels like, even though they are saying they are not. So,
Correct.
yeah.
Yes, and thanks for that background there, a little bit, Krishnan. It does appear that the management is suppressing the voice of the fan base there, and those visuals of the police in the stands is quite startling. In fact, Arjid, were you at the game when that happened?
Well, I have not attended a single match this season at stadium.
Okay, okay. But Jeremy, were you at the venue when that happened? Or did you have friends at the venue? What were they telling you?
Uh, I haven't attended, but as Krishnan was said, we have heard about what other fans have experienced at this stadium, because we always, I guess, we always have a friendly group. Yes, we had friends in the stadium.
And did the police apparently rough up the fans? What was the action from the police like in the stands? What can you share with us on that front,
See, as
Jeremy?
Krishnan was said, uh, yeah, okay, I guess I'm audible, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, as Krishnan was said, there were even, I mean, there were incidents even in the last 2 seasons where fans flocked in large numbers. But comparatively, there were a lesser number of fans at the stadium in the last game. But then, and I don't believe, that that couple of people are gonna create such issues that police could not control with their force and all. So, as he said, there might be a person behind all these things, to inform them and about all this stuff. At first they were instructed to change the entry point, then they had to call off the rally, then as they do in every match days, I mean, they were peacefully, calmly doing their protest inside the stadium. And then again police came and they zeroed in at the main people of the committee and asked them to stop all these things. Their tifos were confiscated. And even before that game, in the Mohammedans game also, I mean, okay, last game, let's say, okay, police understood the scenario. I mean, we can understand that, okay, let's assume that. But what happened in the game before that, in the Mohammedans game, I mean, the club operations team itself, they themselves came and confiscated all these things. Okay, last game we can understand, okay, let's say safety concerns, police understood through the socials of the fan base and stuff. But then what happened in the game before that, because it was the club operations team itself, they came to the stadium, confiscated all of their tifos, all of their mosaics, and went back and asked them to stop protesting inside stadium against the management. So isn't that from the management part, or is it again, club operations team out of nowhere to show to show the, like, for what they are earning, just for that sake, they just came and do that? I mean, I can't accept that statement. So even if police came by their own in the last game, what happened in the game before that? I mean, that's unanswered again. And today there was a meeting.
And this
Let's
is
hope
pretty
they came a
startling.
better understanding.
This is unheard of, isn't it, Krishna? And I want to bring you in there. It's pretty bizarre a scenario that's playing out in Kerala right now, isn't it? I mean, the cops are being mobilized to silence the fans. When the cops are not around, the the franchise seem to be sending their own individuals to remove display signs or anything that the fans might be carrying in the stadiums to voice their displeasure against the club. So it's these are bizarre scenes that are playing out in Kerala in the Indian Super League. Krishnan, can you just talk a little bit about the fan advisory board initiative, right? This appears to be a move uh, trying to soften relationships across the fan base. What are your thoughts on it? What can you tell us from what you've seen so far?
Yeah, before that, I just want to clarify that there was no incident happened regarding any physical alteration or anything between the police. Like, they were just telling them to not chant, and I think afterwards, after some time, they allowed to chant also. Then they said that there shouldn't be any security issues. So it's only dialogue is happening between uh, people. There is no physical alteration that has happened. Um, the fan advisory board is something that they have come up with regarding having some 12-member fan people committee kind of thing that they will have a discussion with regarding issues, fans issues and all. Uh, that's what actually they are saying. I am very skeptical about it. I haven't applied also. The application process itself is something like some video and some things we have to write about ourselves and all these things we have to go through. And this collection process is done by the club itself, right? So what is really the independency in that. So if they really want to have a fan committee or a committee that represent fans, then they should ask the fans, or they should probably do a uh, probably pick a few of the well-known, renowned fans, and then tell the fans to vote who wants you to represent or something like that. But this is kind of an application to the club that I will be in the fan advisory board, but then they will pick those 12 people. So what is really the independence in that? That I don't really get. So I think this is just another gimmick, or just another way of controlling the narrative that they are going for. Um, and they can probably say that this is a new initiative, we are bringing it to the ISL. There is no such thing in ISL till now, and all these things. So I am very skeptical about it. Let's see if it is good, then I will be throwing my weight behind it.
Correct. Yeah. What you're mentioning is interesting as well. So people can apply, but there's no guarantee that they will be handed the independence, because the team or the management will go ahead and pick the individuals that they want. So in effect, these might just be pseudo members of the fan advisory board. And I'll come back to you on that in just a bit. We're getting comments as we speak, and I'll just read out some of those, and then I'll bring you back in, Arjid. Right. Preetham Kolat left his heart in Kolkata and boarded for Kochi. Someone says Astare underperformed, taking a mid-table team, dragging them further to the bottom. The management seems to have a mid-table mentality. These are all voices that you all can resonate with. There's another comment coming in pertaining to the Kerala police, and people are surprised that the club had no say in this. For them, it's the club that mobilized the police. That's what the people are saying in the comments. uh, I'll just go ahead and come to you, Arjun and Jeremy, with a question here. This is something that has come in here right now. Uh, this is pertaining to how the management can build trust with the fan base. Right now, the trust is non-existent. The trust is eroded, right? So, Arjit, what can the Kerala Blasters management do to rebuild the trust in fans? Right? Is the dialogue enough, or should there be drastic changes, Arjit?
Well, if you actually look at Kerala Blasters Football Club, as Christian Bo said, they've never utilized the winter transfer window effectively so far in the 10-year history. They've never done that. I think the exception was when I think in 2020 Juante came to replace Sergio Sido. That was the only decent addition I think Kerala Blasters has ever done since their inception. Well, I think in order to build the trust, I think the club and the management should actually hear to the voices, the concerns that the Blasters fans, raise, because the concerns raised by them are legit. Because first of all, we are having an absolute average season, and okay, if you are actually trying to build for the next season, you will have to start doing everything from now on. So I think if the management has some sort of a commitment towards the fans, then they'll have to, listen to the voice or the concerns raised by the fans. Firstly, it's the signings, and if you look at it, they have never done a really good signing in the winter transfer window. Hopefully, that will be changed this time. Recently, we signed Dushan Lagator, and probably we'll go on and sign a few other players ahead of the next season, hopefully. Anyway, that's the first thing. Then the next. thing, that next way by which the management can actually create that bond with the fans back is through the fan advisory board, because this is actually the best opportunity for the for the management to actually create that bond between the fans, that actually that we actually had a few seasons back. I've
Yes,
seen a
the
lot
fan
of.
advisory board, Arjit, according to you, the fan advisory board is important, but from what Krishnan tells us, the process needs to be transparent as well. There are more comments coming in, and I'll just take some of those here. Akash here says people think the protest is unwarranted. I would say that we're too lenient, right? So Akash probably feels that the protesters or the fans need to up their ante a little bit. There's another comment that says, the management even promised own infrastructure and the stadiums, but none of that is happening. Also, there's a comment here from Vivek Mohan who says, need clarification from the 6 month old CEO about his remark on trophy obsession. Jeremy, I want to bring you in here right now. Vivek Mohan says, trophy obsession. That was the comment from the CEO. So Vivek asks, if not for trophies, what else is a club for? Are they selling chips, Jeremy, the Kerala Blasters? What's your thought on the comment from the CEO?
At first, a CEO, not only a CEO, a person who is holding, a respectable position at the club, shouldn't be making remarks publicly about, you shouldn't be obsessed with trophies. That is very, cheap, because ultimately a team is built to win trophies. They are to showcase better performances, showcase the best performances. If you are taking KBFC for an example, they have one of the highest, one of the top fan bases out there in the world, at least out there in the Asia, because we recently saw that in the Fiago's online poll and stuff. Because yeah, I'm not much saying about that. So considering that, they shouldn't be saying like, you shouldn't be obsessed with trophies. And you, if you're seeing, it's been a decade, that we haven't won anything. At least a single, at least a cup tournament like Durand or Super Cup. And then the newly appointed CEO is coming. All of a sudden, he's saying that you should be obsessed with trophies. That's very, childish statement, because ultimately we are all waiting for to win some trophies and bring pride to our club. But if you are, I guess, as a person in the Indian IFT, you will always know about what is the comments of other fans to us. Because always, even with having, so many people around the club, we are still not, we are called trophy witches and stuff. And that's the reason, because of mega performances, or bad performances showcased at the top level. So it should be respected at first place. There is a board in the club dressing room about 25 hours and 46 minutes or something. It's the time taken for a fan to travel. So at least they should respect that. So he shouldn't have made such a statement coming out in the public, and you should not be obsessed with trophies, because even he's hired to take club to make club win trophies, right? I guess I believe that, because even he is appointed, he's getting bills, he's getting price for that. So he should have understood the situation and should have made a sensible remark, not like, a childish blunder, like, childish statement. So that's my thought about his statement. And as Vivek said, the club, I always welcome, initiatives like, having a secondary, stuff. It Yeah, it can help for getting better revenue. But if it is only utilized for the betterment of the club, if it's just for, betterment of themselves as an individual, it is of no use. They are branding, they are creating a new brand called Craving. They're bringing soda, they're bringing chips, they're bringing tissues and all. Ultimately, if it's for the betterment of club, or like for improving the club infrastructure, or improving the transfer strategies and stuffs, then it's good. But I don't think so, because they're just taking the emotions for granted, I guess. So I don't think it's a good initiative from them, because initially even I have welcomed it.
Right. They seem
So
to be taking
personally, if
emotions. Yeah, they seem to be taking the emotions for granted. Uh, Krishnan, I just wanted to quickly bring you in, right? Clearly, the fans are unhappy with everything that's happening at the management level. How and what are the broader implications of everything that we're seeing now in Kerala, Krishnan, for Indian football at large, right? So, do you think that we might just see something like this happen across some of the other cities should a team underperform going forward? What are the implications of this, Krishnan, across the Indian football fraternity?
I think if you look at the history of Indian football, there has always been. If you look at the obviously, we have to compare the Kolkata clubs to Kerala Blasters because those are the two most passionate fan bases out there. Like Kolkata clubs and the Blasters fan base. So if you compare their approach to things also, if they are not winning or if they are not feeling like the management is doing enough, they themselves also put their pressure known clearly. So that has happened all over Indian football like for some time. Um, I don't think now Mohan Bagan has anything. Mohan Bagan fans can complain anything because they have one of the best teams in the country and they are going probably going to the shield. So I don't think they can complain. If you look at East Bengal, there is a situation going on, and their fans have been certainly audible about that, like, showing the displeasure and everything. I think the same thing has been going on. Like Kerala Blasters, I think we are somewhat late. Uh, we have been like accepting this thing for some time. Like people like myself, like Vivek, who has been in your comments, and others have been raising this issue, saying that uh, we fans has to demand more, uh, and we fans as a union has to demand these people to deliver more because if you see since ISL started, when the ISL started, there were 8 clubs. Since ISL started, the only club that hasn't won anything was Kerala Blasters. All other 7 clubs which started the ISL has won something, but Blasters hasn't won anything. So yes, we have been to 3 ISL finals and all these things, but we haven't won anything. Football is for winning things, and we are not winning anything. So fans has like every right to be displeasure. And the implication, I think, for the overall Indian football, I think Kerala with for ISL itself, uh, I don't think they can imagine an ISL without Kerala Blasters because if you go into the financials and everything, um, a big chunk of revenue comes from Kerala Blasters games and everything. So even for ISL, I think this has been a really an issue because if Kerala Blasters has to like it is continues like that and there is no resolution, then that is hitting their revenue really bad also. I have heard comments like in the COVID season and all Kerala Blasters single-handedly saved ISL from a very reputable journalist and all. So um, this is, I think, for Indian football also, it is kind of needed that this there is some resolution regarding this. I don't know what is the resolution is because there is certain ownership who thinks their model is working, but that model clearly is not working from fans' point of view. So it is kind of a bit of a dilemma. It is kind of a bit of a maybe a Mexican standoff. Let's see what happens. Like, but
Right.
something has to. Yeah.
Right, yes. So clearly, Krishnan, you're saying that their model is not working for right now. You say something very important. You said, don't think the football fraternity can imagine an ISL without the Kerala Blasters. That's a big statement there as well. A few comments coming in. Fans are not here for making a market for chips and advertisements and selling tickets. Akash says, Vivek says there should be a structural change from the bottom up. We need professionals at every level. Need to restart the women's team as soon as possible. Vivek says. There's another individual who says uh, he's actually poking fun. He says Kerala Blasters are famous for fans, but not for trophies. Fed up entirely. Someone else is calling Kerala Blasters, the RCB of the ISL. So we're almost out of time, gentlemen, right now. Final thoughts, just in one line, if you want to mention your expectation from the management. We'll come to you first, Arjit. Your one line expectation from the management.
Could be better. We can do better. And we will do better. Hopefully.
All right. Jeremy, your one line singular expectation from the management.
Concluding, I'll be saying, as we in a nutshell, we'll be saying build a better squad, build a better model, build a better stuff, so that it it will create, it will be do not take the emotions for granted. Build a strong model, strong basement, so that we could actually enjoy being at the top finally.
Right. And Krishnan, final word. I'll let you have the final word. What are your expectations as a podcaster for the resolution of this issue?
I don't know. I don't know if there is any resolution. In the sheet. In the sheet, there is a resolution. See, I think Rahul, you are on mute.
Yes, that's all that we have time for, gentlemen. A lot of varied opinions have just come in. Some of you said that you cannot imagine an ISL without the Kerala Blasters. Another thought that came in was pertaining to the emotions. Right, the fans clearly don't want their emotions to be taken for granted. You've got a CEO that's making childlike comments according to the fans. Right, there is the fan advisory board initiative, but that seems to be a very murky process at the moment. That's what all of you were mentioning. People can apply, but it appears as if the management will pick and choose the members that they want in the fan advisory board, so they can control the fan advisory board itself. Fans are being asked to stay quiet in the stands when they, if they have to, when they decide to chant slogans, right? So these are extremely bizarre circumstances playing out in the hinterlands of Kerala, pertaining to the Kerala Blasters football club, with no resolution in the offing. The unrest continues in Kerala. Thank you very much for joining us on this live broadcast, Krishnan, Arjit, and Jeremy. The news continues on thebridge.in. Stay tuned to all of our news on Indian sports. Until next time, goodbye, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.